My name is Douglas Bruster. I teach English at the University of Texas at Austin, and today I'll be talking a little bit about Shakespeare and particularly Shakespeare's language. Well, he's simply the best that's ever been with the English language. And because it's the tool that we use to communicate every day, to think in, to dream in, to investigate the world with, it pays to learn at the feet of someone for whom it came so easily and who left us a legacy of words and ideas and characters that no writer before or even more close to our time has done. Now, Shakespeare spoke 2.5 languages in his plays. And to get to the secret of those languages, I'm going to ask you to do something with your hands right now, with me. Everybody, take your hands wherever you are and squeeze fists like this. Okay, raise them up over your heads. Okay, that's verse. Now if you relax your fingers with me and let it down, that's his second major language, prose. And the difference that you felt in your hands, the kind of tension and the kind of heightened excitement with verse, that's because he uses verse to talk about important and exciting things, ideas, sometimes plot, description. Prose will be used for lower things, for things having to do with everyday life, for the body, for sleeping and eating. And to give you some examples of how it feels in your body. Now here's a passage from Antony and Cleopatra, and this is verse, and it's going to be kind of tense and high. This is Enobarbus' description of Cleopatra on the barge. I will tell you, the barge she sat in like a burnished throne burned on the water. The poop was beaten gold, purple the sails, and so perfumed that the winds were lovesick with them. The oars were silver, which to the tune of flutes kept stroke, and made the water which they beat to follow faster as amorous of their strokes. For her own person it beggared all description. She did lie in her pavilion cloth of gold of tissue, or picturing that Venus where we see the fancy outwork, nature. On each side her stood pretty dimpled boys like smiling cupids, with divers coloured fans, whose wind did seem to glow the delicate cheeks, which they did cool, and what they undid, did. Now you hear a gorgeous description there, lots of paradox, lots of golden language in Enobarbus' description of the beautiful Egyptian queen. And for that, he uses the highest language that he knew, the language of blank verse. Now contrast that for me with the following language. This comes from 1 Henry IV. This is Prince Hal responding to his friend Falstaff, the world's oldest juvenile delinquent, a great fat man who loves to drink and to eat and to sleep and to womanize. And Falstaff has just asked his young companion what time of day it is, to which, instead of saying 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, the prince responds with a kind of joke that's more than a joke, and he responds in the relaxed language of prose. It goes something like this. Thou art so fat-witted with drinking of old sack, and unbuttoning the after supper, and sleeping upon benches afternoon, that thou hast forgotten to demand that which thou wouldst truly know. What a devil hast thou to do with the time of the day, unless hours were cups of sack, and minutes capons, and clocks the tongues of bawds, and dials the signs of leaping houses, and the blessed sun himself, a fair hot wench in flame-coloured taffeta. Now that prose is lower on the bodily spectrum. It has to do with appetite, it has to do with sexuality, it has to do with eating and sleeping, everything that Falstaff is known for. Shakespeare uses his great second language, that of prose, right, to talk about things in life that are common to us all. Right? Things not idealistic, things not highly abstract or even gorgeously descriptive, but catalog the pleasures and really the desires of human life. He writes verse and prose together, but there's another language that he uses when he wants to alternate even to something else, and I call it a half of a language because it's like his blank verse. but it's rhymed verse. Okay. His rhyme verse goes something like this, and here's a passage from Romeo and Juliet. "Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove, trooping with crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellow shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night." Now, if you listen closely, you could hear that at the ends of the lines, Shakespeare rhymes. Bright night, ear dear, crow shows. That Romeo is kind of pushed or pulled into the artificial and highest language that Shakespeare knows, the language of rhyme. Why does this matter? Well, rhyme is the only language that I'm guessing that you yourself have paid to buy. If you check your music players and listen to your songs, you'll see that just about everything that you listen to on a daily basis rhymes. Now, modern poets have gotten away from rhyme. And it's strange that they have, because you are so immersed in it, in your music and the lyrics to the songs that you love. In doing so, you find out that Shakespeare knew something hundreds of years ago that you yourself know in your bodies, which is that rhyme best answers the kind of quest for order, for framing, for even formal perfection that we seek in art. Why does this matter? Well, the secret to Shakespeare lies in his language, and one of the great secrets of his language has to do with his mastery of these languages, in fact, these 2.5 languages. Thank you very much.